This video is once again sponsored by the great people over at Donner. Quick note, this is going to be a rather long video, so I will leave timestamps down in the description for you to jump around. Today we're taking a look at the Donner Hush X. We got a lot of things in the bag here, a lot of things to go over. First off, we have the obligatory instruction manual. We have a cleaning cloth. We have a headstock tuner, ironically. We have a guitar cable here. We have, what's in the mystery bag? In-ear monitors. These are really cool to have for this guitar. And just in general. We have a bag of goodies here, including a 9-volt battery, some picks and all that kind of stuff, a strap for the guitar, a strap for the bag, and then over here we have the body pieces. This is the top piece, that's the bottom piece for your knee, and now the piece de resistance, the guitar itself. Packaged very well, I might add here. And here it is, just taking a look at it straight out of the box. Looks absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. Just a couple of quick overviews of the front and back here. You can see the back's got a satiny kind of finish on it, super comfy for playing. All your controls down at the bottom. Let's take a closer look now at the Donner Hush X. Don't miss your chance to get yourself or your favorite musician something from Donner with their massive Black Friday sale going on right now from November 21st all the way to December 2nd, 2024. There are links down there in the description. Go check out some of their amazing products there. And as always, you can use the code Flamingo site-wide for 15% off of your order. If you fancy yourself a Donner Hush X, there is a special link down there for you guys to click. And if you use the code EF-BFCM at checkout, you'll get yourself a nice discount on that as well. How much? I can't really tell you. Go down there and check it out for yourself. And again, use the code Flamingo site-wide to get 15% off your entire order. Don't miss out on these massive discounts. Again, you only have until December 2nd, 2024. Use the codes down there in the description. Check all those links. Let's get back to the video. So with the body that is the size of most modern smartphones, or some of them anyway, are a small tablet, can you really expect all of that much out of it? Yes, you can. This is a really, really cool little instrument here. I've messed around with it for just a little bit, not too much. I figured I would save that for the video and get some more genuine reactions here. Not that my reactions in other videos aren't genuine as I have presented them to you guys, but you know, I always like to try to keep it as genuine as possible. So first things first, I want to go ahead and show you how to make this thing look a little less weird. And by the way, I call it weird or funky with love. I do really like these things. So you get these little metal pieces here that we talked about in the short unboxing there at the beginning that act as like the frame, right? And they're super simple to put on here, super simple to take off. So you can see right here, all you do is you pull this back and that moves the little ball bearings that are in there out of the way. And then you just snap them on there essentially. Super easy, dead simple. So you just pull that back, put that in there. You may have to push it a little bit, push that forward. And like I said, it's in there, it's not going anywhere, but to remove it, super simple. You may need to pull that out just a little bit, but once you get that pulled, dead simple. Now the bigger piece here, you can tell it's in like the shape of a guitar body. You have two pieces of this, so you have, well, it's one piece, but two parts to put it in here. So you have a hole right here, and then you have that, you just slide that in there, and then the same thing, just pull this back, push that in there, and it is ready to go. So now it looks a little less weird. So really quickly, let's just talk about it as an instrument. So you have no headstock, obviously. They give you a headstock tuner, which I think is kind of funny, but it does clip right here if you want to just, you know, put one on there and tune it. It's got a 0 fret on it. Looks like some sort of plastic nut, but no tuning stability issues or nothing like that so far. It's got 22 frets, dot inlays, super simple fingerboard here. It's got a bit of a chunky neck to it. So not a big turn off for people that maybe prefer a thinner neck, but just be aware that the neck is kind of chunky on it. Coming down here, you have this beautiful vintage sunburst finish. They do have other finishes. I believe there's like a natural and then the sunburst, but I kind of prefer the sunburst, to be honest with you. Super simple stuff down here. You have one single coil in the neck. You have a humbucker in the bridge. You have your truss rod cover here, so you can make your truss rod adjustments as you need to. You have a 3-way switch here, so you have full humbucker. Middle, I believe, is this coil and the neck, and then the up positions, obviously the neck. You have a stacked tone control here, volume and tone, I should say. The top is your tone, so the smaller one is your tone. The big one at the bottom is your volume. And then you have your bridge down here where you can make your tuning adjustments. So you would tune it by turning these little wheel rod things down here. You can do it with your hands, or they give you some Allen wrenches in the bag that we showed you in the unboxing. Here's another really cool thing. So if you look at the bottom of this, you see these little controls down here. So you can plug your
guitar in here to your amp. You have a headphone jack here where you can use the in-ear monitors that you get, and I've done that, and it's just like a clean, kind of like direct sound. It sounds pretty good though, so for like quiet practice, absolutely. Those in-ear monitors that you get, super comfy as well. This one right here, I think you can plug it to a speaker, which I think is kind of cool. I haven't really explored that too much. Then you have your active, I know you can't really see it through this, you have your active and passive switch. So you can switch between active and passive pickups, which is really cool. So if you go to the back here, you have a compartment for a 9-volt battery, which they do provide you. And here's a little cool Easter egg that I found out when I was putting the battery in first, because I've already put the battery in there, is if you look here on the battery cover, you get some Allen wrenches included there. So while you're on the go, if you don't happen to have any in your bag or you don't have that bag with them, you always have a spare set on the guitar ready to go. So kind of like how when you have a Floyd Rose and you have the stuff on the back of the headstock, which there's no headstock on this obviously. Super convenient, very thoughtful. I really like that. And of course it's super lightweight as well. I mean, this thing weighs practically nothing. So it's very cool, to say the least. So let's go ahead, plug this thing in, and see what kind of tones we can get out of it. Now I should just mention this here because I know somebody in the comments is going to mention it. It does come with a 9-volt battery, yes. Do you need it to play the guitar, period? No, you do not. You only need it for the active setting. So when you press the button down here at the bottom and you're in active mode, obviously you're gonna need a 9-volt battery for that. But for passive mode, plug it straight into an amp and just start playing it, which is what we're gonna do now. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what this thing sounds like. Hey, wait a minute. Whoa, who are you, dude, that looks just like me?
Well, I'm you, of course. Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, you too.
Hey, so for real, you've not done a full demo of guitars in quite some time. You know, with the drums and the bass and all that kind of stuff. Why don't you do it with the Donner Hush X?
Huh, you know what? That is a really good point. I'll have to do that. Now get the hell out of my house.
Way ahead of your partner.
Make sure you subscribe and check links in the description. Well, now that was weird, wasn't it? But he did have a good point. Let's see what this thing sounds like in a full mix first. So as you can hear, this thing can more than handle being in the studio. Would this be your first choice in the studio? Probably not, but if this is all you had available to you, it would more than get the job done. It's got a ton of tonal options in it. We're gonna go through all of them just very briefly. Now that you've heard a full demo, we're gonna try to get some individual tones. So really quickly, and then I promise I'll stop talking so much. It's a long video already. We've got the Donner Hush X here. We're going into the front end of my Black Star HT5, coming out of my 212 cabinet, mic'd up with an SM57 and into your glorious ear holes. Now, I would be using something like the Donner Arena 2000 or the triple threat pedal, which I have down here on my Donner powered pedal board. But I figured I would use this amp. I don't really use this amp as much for recording. But if you want to go hear that triple threat pedal or the Arena 2000 or see about that pedal board, I've got videos on all that stuff. Thank you once again, Donner, for sponsoring those videos as well. But I've talked a lot. Let's go ahead and talk about this some more with some tones. Let's do that with let the guitar do the talking here. So we're gonna start on the clean channel. We're gonna start in passive mode, and we're just gonna work our way up. So we're on the bridge humbucker here. Sounds really nice. We're gonna go to the middle position here. So I believe that's this top coil and the single coil in the neck. I'm not entirely sure, but still in passive mode. Funk is not my forte, but you get the point. So it's very quacky, very Strat-like, really. It's probably one of my favorite positions on this thing. So I really dig that. Neck position here, obviously it's just this neck single coil here. So far, passive mode gets a pass. Let's go ahead and check out active mode and clean, and I promise we'll get to some distortion here in just a second here. So we're gonna go active mode on the bridge pickup, and let's just see what it sounds like. So you can tell that there is a bit more compression in there. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, a lot of people say with EMGs, and I think this is the whole selling point of that, is that it compresses the sound a lot more. So let's just demonstrate that very quickly on the bridge pickup and clean. You can hear it more in clean than you can in distortion. So we're back to passive, going to active, now without me interrupting it, starting on passive. So it's not like the biggest difference in the world, but you can tell that it is there, right? So we're going back to active. We're going to go to the middle position. Again, you need the battery for active mode. So if it doesn't work when you press it, check your battery. Middle position here, active. Sounds nice even in active mode. Still got that quacky characteristic to it. Now to the neck single coil. Any key, right? Any key works. So I dig that too. That sounds really, really nice. So far, not an unusable tone in this. Let's check out these knobs real quick, then we'll get to the distorted tones here. So it is a stacked knob, like I said, so it's got 2 and 1. The middle, or the little knob at the top, little, not middle, the little knob at the top is your tone knob, so if you roll it all the way back, it will darken up. You roll it all the way up. So you see it is very responsive there. I'm not sure what that was, but either way, I digress. The big knob at the volume is obviously your volume, so full volume, all the way down, no volume. So that works. Let's go ahead and add some distortion to the tone. I won't talk as much through this one now that you know all of our settings. We're gonna run through these in passive, starting at the bridge humbucker. So we now have some distortion on here, and everything's up at 10, so let's go. Dig it. All right, middle position here, still in passive mode. Still got that quacky characteristic in there, just with a lot of nastiness on that. And then the single coil in the neck. So you can hear you can get up to those high frets pretty easily, and it still sounds really, really good. So to the active mode now, bridge humbucker. So you can hear that it's a little more contained, a little more, again, squashed, but it's not the biggest difference in the world here. So middle position here in active mode. Sounds nice. And then the neck single coil. So what else can I say about the Donner Hush X that hasn't already been said by the Donner Hush X itself? I mean, it's got tone for days. It came set up out of the box, perfect, really. I tuned this thing up and that was it. I've not lowered the action on it. I've not set the neck, nothing. Came straight out of the box playable, tuned right up. All the electronics worked. The battery was not dead. And I've explored the active and passive modes, as you heard here, and it sounds really good. I've even explored where you plug the headphones in with the provided monitors that you get, in-ear monitors, and it's just like a direct sound, but it's more than capable of being well used for practice and everything. So use that. Those in-ear monitors are cool to have either way. Go pick one of these up, folks. Go check the links down there in the description and pick one of these up, either for you or for a musician that could use one of these. They're great. I mean, I would even say this is a really good first guitar. If you're beginning and you just want something that's kind of light and portable and, just easy to use, definitely check out the Donner Hush X. Again, links down there in the description. Thank you so much, Donner, for supporting this channel and all the other channels that you support as well by sending them stuff. I greatly appreciate it. You're giving small channels a chance here in this massive landscape of YouTube, and I couldn't be more grateful. So thank you very much. Y'all go check out Donner. Links in the description. And use the code Flamingo site-wide for 15% off your order. Don't tell them I told you that, but you can do that. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Y'all take care.